Hey there. It's great to connect with you. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you slept a full 8 hours, did everything by the book, but still woke up feeling like you just wrestled a bear in your dreams? Or maybe it's 2 p.m. and suddenly you're wondering if you're more couch than human. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I remember chatting with older friends and scrolling through senior forums, seeing the same heartfelt plea over and over. I'm always so tired, and I don't know why. It's worrying, isn't it? That exhaustion can feel like a heavy fog, stealing the joy from your days. But here's the hopeful part. Science shows us it's not just aging. There are real, surprising reasons behind that fatigue. Things we can change. Today, we're diving into 10 overlooked culprits draining your energy, with practical fixes to help you wake up vibrant and ready to thrive. Stick with me, because you deserve to feel alive again. And together, we'll find that spark. Reason 1. Silent stress. Picture a woman named Clara, who I heard about in a senior health group. She was retired. Her kids were grown, and her days were quiet. "I don't have anything to worry about," she said. "So why am I always exhausted and tense?" Then she paused and admitted, "Well, I guess I'm constantly worrying about my health, being alone, money running out, or my memory slipping." That's silent stress. It's not loud like a pounding heart or a panic attack. It's a heavy, invisible weight that sits on your chest, humming in the background. It's worrying because you might not even recognize it as stress, but your body does. Science shows stress, whether loud or quiet, floods your system with cortisol, disrupts your sleep, tightens your muscles, and drains your energy like a leaky battery. I felt that weight myself, and it's exhausting just to carry it. Clara's story hits home. Many of us carry these quiet fears, feeling alone in them. But here's the hopeful part. You can lighten that load. Sometimes, just naming your worries helps. Talking to a friend, jotting them down, or even trying a trick Clara learned online can make a difference. She started writing her worries on paper each night, folding it, and saying, "That's tomorrow's problem." Then she'd tuck it in a shoebox she called her worry vault. She said it was like giving her mind permission to rest, and she began sleeping better, feeling lighter. You don't have to erase stress completely. Just take away some of its power. Imagine waking up with a clearer mind, your heart a little less heavy, ready to enjoy the day. So, let's do this tonight. Write down one worry and set it aside. Tell it, not now. Your spirit deserves that break, and this small act could spark a brighter, more energized you. Reason 2. Too much sitting. Imagine a retired teacher named Ellen, who shared her story online. She'd spend her days in her cozy armchair, flipping through TV channels or watching birds outside her window. Sounds relaxing, right? But by 5 p.m, she felt like she'd been dragged behind a truck. "I sit all day," she wrote. "So why am I so exhausted?" It's a head-scratcher, and it hits home for so many. Here's the worrying part. Science shows that sitting for long stretches isn't restful. It's draining. Your circulation slows, your muscles stiffen, and your joints start creaking like old floorboards. Your body thinks, "Oh, we're shutting down." Got it. It slips into power-saving mode, and that's what makes you feel like a zombie. I've seen this myself with folks who thought they were resting, but were actually sinking deeper into fatigue. The less you move, the less your body wants to move. It's a sneaky cycle. But here's the hopeful news. You don't need to run marathons or join a gym to break it. Small, gentle movements can work wonders. Take inspiration from a man I read about who started doing commercial break exercises. Every hour, he'd stand up, stretch, march in place, or even throw in a goofy dance move. He said it gave him more energy than his morning coffee. Just a short walk to the mailbox, a stretch while brushing your teeth, or standing during a phone call can keep your blood flowing and tell your brain, hey, we're still alive. Imagine feeling that spark again, where your body feels awake, not weighed down. So, let's try this next time you're parked in your favorite chair. Stand up and move for just a minute. Your body's begging for it, and this tiny step could light up your energy like never before. Reason 3. Dehydration. Picture this: an older gentleman named Ron, who I met a while back. He swore he was drinking plenty of water. I had a glass with my pills this morning, he told me, dead serious, at 3:30 in the afternoon. I asked, and since then, he just shrugged and said, well, I had soup for lunch. Oh, Ron, I feel you. It's so easy to think you're hydrated when you're not. But here's the worrying truth: as we age, our body's thirst signal gets quieter. That dry mouth or parched throat we felt in our younger years, it fades, and by the time you feel thirsty, your body's already running on empty. Science tells us dehydration thickens your blood, forcing your heart to work harder and your brain to send signals of confusion, crankiness, or even that heavy, sleepy feeling. It's like your body's stuck in low battery mode. I read about a woman whose mom kept dozing off during the day. They feared it was something serious, like early dementia. Turns out, she was just mildly dehydrated. Once she started sipping water regularly, she was alert and lively again. That's the hopeful part: this is fixable. You don't need to chug gallons of water and live in the bathroom. Just keep a glass nearby, your trusty sidekick. Add a slice of lemon or a sprig of mint to make it fun. Call it your spa tonic. Steady sips throughout the day can transform how you feel. Imagine waking up without that foggy, sluggish weight, ready to enjoy your morning coffee or a walk outside. So, let's make a pact: grab a glass of water right now. Take a sip. Your body's cheering you on, and this small step could be the start of brighter, more energized days. Reason 4. Energy-draining foods. Picture a man named Tom who shared his story online. Every morning, he'd enjoy 2 slices of white toast with jam and a banana, his routine for years. But an hour later, he'd be slumped in his recliner, napping with the TV blaring. I thought it was just old age, he said, but it felt like my energy vanished. Sound familiar? It's worrying how the foods we love, the ones that feel comforting, can secretly zap our strength. Science tells us that simple carbs and sugars, like those in toast, jelly, or even that innocent bowl of cereal, cause your blood sugar to spike and then crash hard, leaving you foggy and exhausted. Tom's breakfast was a sugar bomb, and his body paid the price. I've seen this with so many folks who choose soft, easy foods, thinking they're gentle on the stomach, only to feel drained by noon. It's heartbreaking because they're trying to do the right thing. But here's the hopeful part. Small tweaks to what you eat can make a huge difference. Tom's doctor suggested swapping 1 slice of toast for a hard-boiled egg and adding some nuts. He was skeptical, thought it was too simple, but within days, he felt steadier, more awake. Science backs this up. Protein, fiber, and healthy fats, like those in eggs, avocados, or olive oil, stabilize your energy, keeping you fueled longer. Imagine savoring your meals and feeling energized instead of wiped out. You don't need a fancy diet, just smarter choices. So, let's try this next meal. Add a bit of protein or healthy fat, maybe some almonds or a slice of avocado. Your body will thank you, and this small change could power you through the day with a spring in your step. Reason 5. Lack of deep sleep. Imagine a woman named Susan, who I heard about in a sleep forum. She'd go to bed every night, stay there for 8 hours, and wake up feeling like she'd been hit by a truck. I'm in bed long enough, she said. So why do I feel so awful? It's a heartbreaking question, and so many of us can relate. The worrying truth is that there's a big difference between just sleeping and getting deep. Restorative sleep. Science shows that if you're tossing and turning, waking up to use the bathroom, or stuck in a shallow, dreamy haze, you're missing the crucial deep sleep stages where your body repairs cells, your brain clears toxins, and your energy recharges. Things like anxiety, chronic pain, or even a TV left on like One Man Who Thought the Background Noise Helped can keep you from sinking into that healing zone. Susan was waking up 5 times a night, blaming it on age, and it felt like her spark was fading. But here's the hopeful part. You can improve your sleep quality with simple changes. A friend suggested Susan try a white noise machine and a magnesium supplement. She thought it sounded too easy. But after a few nights, she started dreaming again, something she hadn't done in years. She said it was like rediscovering a piece of herself. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed, your mind clear and your body ready for the day. You don't need to overhaul your life, just create a calm, dark, quiet sleep space, and maybe talk to a doctor about supplements. So, let's do this tonight. Turn off any screens, try a soothing sound, and give your body a chance to dive deep. You deserve that reset, and this small step could bring back mornings full of energy and hope. Reason 6. Not spending enough time outside. Picture a man named Henry, who shared his story in a comment online. He used to spend his days indoors, under the hum of artificial lights, feeling more like a wilting plant than a person. "I didn't realize how sluggish I'd become," he said, "until I started sitting on my porch for 15 minutes each morning." It's easy to get stuck inside, especially when mobility or weather makes it tough. But it's worrying how much this can drain us. Science shows our bodies rely on circadian rhythms, an internal clock synced with sunlight. Without natural light, your brain gets confused, messing with energy, sleep, and even mood. Vitamin D, which we get from sunlight, is another casualty most seniors are deficient, and low levels sap your strength and spirit. I've seen folks like Henry, cooped up and fading, and it tugs at the heart because they're missing something so simple yet powerful. But here's the hopeful part. Just a little time outside can recharge you. Henry started his porch routine with a cup of coffee, soaking in daylight and fresh air. Within a week, he was waking up easier, feeling alive again. Even 10 minutes of sunlight can boost your mood, energy, and immunity. There's something almost magical about it. Breezes, birds, the world reminding you you're still part of it. Imagine stepping outside, breathing deeply, and feeling your fog lift. You don't need long hikes, just a moment in the sun. So, let's make it happen tomorrow. Find a spot outside, even if it's just your doorstep, and sit for 10 minutes. Your body and soul will soak it up, and this small step could spark vibrant, joyful days. Reason 7. Nutrient deficiencies. Imagine a gentleman named George, who posted online about feeling like he was wading through mud every day. "I blamed old age," he said, "but it was like my body was running on fumes." His daughter insisted he get blood work done, and the results were a wake-up call. He was low in B12, vitamin D, and iron. It's worrying how sticky these deficiencies can be. Science tells us that as we age, our bodies get less efficient at absorbing nutrients. That healthy meal you ate at 40 might not fuel you the same at 70, even if your diet hasn't changed. Without enough B12, your nerves and blood cells struggle, leaving you foggy and weak. Low vitamin D saps your mood and muscle strength, while iron shortages starve your cells of oxygen. George's story hits home. Nobody walks around thinking, "I bet I'm low on magnesium today." But the symptoms creep up, masquerading as aging. I've seen folks shrug off their fatigue, assuming it's just how life is now, and it's heartbreaking. But here's the hopeful part. These gaps are often fixable. Once George started supplements and tweaked his diet, He said it was like someone flipped a switch. His energy came roaring back. You don't need to swallow a pharmacy's worth of pills, but a simple blood test can reveal what's missing. Imagine feeling sharp and strong again, your body humming with the fuel it needs. So, let's take action if you've been dragging. Talk to your doctor about checking your nutrient levels. It's a small step, but it could light up your days with the energy you thought was gone for good. Reason 8. Loss of spark. Imagine a widower named James, who shared a poignant comment online. "I don't feel sad," he said. "I just don't feel much of anything." His days were a blur of routine eating, cleaning, watching TV, but inside, something felt flat, like the color had drained from his life. It's worrying how this quiet emptiness can sneak up, especially after retirement, a loss, or when life slows down. Science tells us that energy isn't just physical, it's emotional. Without purpose or joy, your brain and body shift into low-power mode, leaving you functioning, but not truly alive. This kind of tiredness, rooted in a lack of meaning, is exhausting in a way that sleep can't fix. James's words hit hard. I've seen folks stuck in this limbo, going through the motions, and it's heartbreaking to think they feel their spark is gone forever. But here's the hopeful part, that spark isn't lost. It's just waiting to be rekindled. Small things can reignite a hobby, a pet, or even a new challenge. James started growing a tomato plant on his patio, checking it daily like it was a dear friend. He said it gave him something to look forward to, and slowly, his energy returned. Science backs this. Engaging in meaningful activities boosts mood and vitality. Imagine waking up with a reason to smile, your heart a little lighter. You don't need grand adventures, just something that lights you up. So, let's try this today. Pick one small thing you love, maybe listening to old music or planting a seed. Nurture that spark, and watch your energy bloom with it. Reason 9. Overmedication or medication interactions. Picture a woman named Linda, who I heard about through a friend. Her medicine cabinet looked like a small pharmacy, pills for blood pressure, cholesterol, sleep, and more. Each one added over the years. But she was always tired, dizzy, and foggy, and she just accepted it as normal. "I'm on so many meds," she said. "I guess this is how it's supposed to feel." It's worrying how common this is. Science shows that as we age, we often collect medications, and each one brings side effects. Multiply that by 5 or 10, and it's no wonder you feel drained. Some meds lower blood pressure too much. Others block nutrient absorption, and many interact in subtle ways, like one making you sleepy while another keeps you wired. Linda's story feels so familiar. I've seen folks juggling pill bottles, unaware that their fatigue might be a side effect, and it's heartbreaking. But here's the hopeful part. A simple review can change everything. Linda worked with a pharmacist, not just her doctor, and discovered 2 of her meds were clashing, while another was no longer needed. After adjusting her doses, she said, "I felt like myself again. I didn't even realize how cloudy I'd been." Science supports this. Medication reviews can uncover hidden issues and restore energy. Imagine waking up clear-headed, with the weight of that fog lifted. You don't have to live with side effects as your new normal. So, let's take a step if you're on multiple meds. Ask your doctor or pharmacist for a full review. It's a small action, but it could clear the way for vibrant, energized days. Reason 10. Lack of joy. Imagine a woman named Margaret, who I read about on a forum. She described her life as a cycle of doctor visits, pill schedules, and TV reruns. "I'm surviving," she said, "but I'm not living." Her words hit like a quiet ache. Life had become a gray routine, and she felt it in her bones. It's worrying how joy can slip away, especially when days feel repetitive or heavy. Science tells us joy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a vital energy source. Without it, your brain dials down motivation and vitality, leaving you emotionally and physically drained. Margaret's story resonates. I've seen folks stuck in this colorless loop, and it's heartbreaking to think they've forgotten what fun feels like. But here's the hopeful part. Joy is still there, waiting to be invited back. It doesn't need to be big. A trip to Paris isn't required. Margaret started learning silly dance moves with her grandkids, laughing at her own missteps. "It's ridiculous," she said, "but it makes me feel alive." Science backs this joyful activities release feel-good chemicals like dopamine, boosting energy and mood. Small sparks, like adopting a pet, writing bad poetry, or eating dessert first, can reignite your spirit. Imagine days where you laugh freely, your heart light, and your energy flowing. You don't need to overhaul your life, just say yes to something fun. So, let's do it today. Try one joyful thing, maybe dancing in your kitchen or calling a friend to share a laugh. Your soul's craving it, and this small step could paint your days with vibrant, living color. So, there you have it. 10 reasons why you might be feeling tired, from sneaky dehydration to a joy shortage that tugs at your soul. Think about Susan, dozing through her days until a simple nutrient tweak brought her spark back. Or Margaret, rediscovering life through silly dances with her grandkids. It's worrying to realize how these hidden drains like silent stress or shallow sleep can steal your energy, making you feel like a shadow of yourself. I've seen too many folks accept exhaustion as their new normal, and it breaks my heart because you deserve so much more. But here's the hopeful truth. Science shows none of this is a life sentence. Small, thoughtful changes, a sip of water, a step outside, a laugh shared with a friend can rekindle your vitality. You're not just meant to function, you're meant to flourish. Imagine waking up with a clear mind, your body buzzing with energy, ready to embrace the day. It starts with one tiny step. So, let's make a promise this week. Try one fix that spoke to you. Maybe sit in the sun for 10 minutes, or write down a worry to set it aside. Your spark is still there, waiting to shine. If this resonated, share it with someone else stuck in that tired fog. We're all in this together. Get out there, laugh a little, and live well, not just long. You've got this, and I'll see you next time.